Need a horn and a drum roll.
Never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Mic check, mic check. I think we're sounding good. Hold on. Yeah, we're good. I'm a little loud. Hold on, let me turn myself down. I think I sound a little loud. All right, we should be good here. What is going on? Florida State Family Simulation in the 863 tribe. It's your boy POLK, a.k.a. a.lo, a.k.a. the Got Damn Truth. In this game, well, it was game week last week, but it's LSU week. And of course, we got Kelvin going to be coming on here in a minute. And we are going to break this game down. I'm very interested to hear what my brother has to say. He's got me intrigued. I want to hear what he got to say. Because we might be on the same page with some of this LSU hype, this hype train that is going on here at LSU. So without any further ado, well, actually, take that back. At the end of the show, we will be doing the spin to see who gets the giveaways. But I will wait and do that till the end. So not to waste Kelvin's time. You probably don't want to stick around for that. So at the end of the show, stick around. We're going to do that. And without any further ado, let's get this roll call in. And then let's get on here. Blake Roberts in the building. Kenny Hayden. Tara, member of the 863 tribe. Terrence, member of the 863 tribe. Nicholas. Peter Shields, member of the 863 tribe. VJ, member of the 863 tribe. Island Boy. Did I already say you, Peter? Yes, I did, Peter. Should I say it again? Tay, no, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on? Tay, Priscilla Chestnut, Tyler Head, member of the 863 tribe. D. Thompson, Hypnotic. FSU Tony, member of the 863 tribe. Okay, we got an LSU fan in here tonight. Let's go Tigers. Tigers for life. What's up? Certified member of the 863 tribe. Todd Pope, Noel Power, and Chris Robinson. Let's not waste no more time, man. Let's get to the discussion. Boom, boom, boom. What's going on, man?
What's going on, peoples?
How you doing?
Man, it's countdown. My volume loud?
You sound good to me.
Okay. Turn this down. Sound kind of loud in my headphones, though. I'm good, man. Countdown. Boy, it's been a long week already. I'm ready to see what's up Sunday night, man.
In a way, I can't even believe it's here. It's like we waited all summer for this, and it's right here. Here we are.
Yeah, we here, man. We here. Ready.
Do you think this is Norvell's biggest game of his career? I've been saying that because I personally believe it is.
I mean,
he's never had a job this big as a head coach. I know he was at Arizona State as an OC, but I mean, even then, that's not Florida State.
I mean, yeah, but then you got to look at last year against Notre Dame. Had they won that game, that probably, you could have said, that obviously would have been his biggest win. I mean, that game last year was real big too. Notre Dame was top 10, top 5, something like that.
They were top. I think they were top 10, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's up there, man, for sure. I mean, even though LSU, they weren't very good last year, I mean, it's from a national perception. This is one that definitely can turn some heads if they can get on the right side of this bad boy, you know what I'm saying? So, it's up there for sure. It's up there.
Oh, man. I see my co-host in the back bothering me. They always wait till I get on the computer.
I know how that goes, bro. I know how that goes.
So what is your thoughts? Like, Like just hold on real quick. Kusami Hayes, $1 donation. Appreciate you, Kusami. And let's give you Jameson KB.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
But yes, like I was saying, sorry. Just like what do you let's start. I'll let you lead us. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Florida State or LSU?
Let's go ahead and start with LSU, man. I mean, that's what everybody seems to be basing the whole game on. You know, basically it's, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are hyping up LSU way, way more than they should be, considering what they were last year. Granted, got new staff, all that good stuff, but
even that makes it even more to me. Like,
right. I mean, when I'm looking at the more, like I tweeted earlier, the more I look at this team, the more I look at last year, I'm like, yo, like, I'm like, where is this hype coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, granted, yes, they're talented. They're a talented bunch, but damn, FSU has had talented bunches too that didn't put it together on the field as well either. So I'm like, when I look at the numbers on a lot of things, I'm like, man, like, yo, it's not. You know, I don't think that hill is a steeple climb as a lot of people make it out to be. Now it's uphill, no doubt, especially considering you know what FSU has on the offensive line, because that's, you know, that's where the game's gonna play in the trenches. But you know, I mean, you got to look at it and say, well, dang, you know, I mean, it's not like Florida State didn't play an elite defense last year against Clemson. Clemson was number 4 when you look at some advanced metrics. NC State was number 12 at the end of the year, both much higher than LSU. So it's not like they haven't seen what elite looks like. If you want to call LSU elite, which I don't at this point, you got to prove it to me first. And then you look at it and say, okay, well, the offensive line is better, it's deeper, got better skilled players. We think Jordan Travis has taken another step compared to last year against Clemson. So why are we just assuming that LSU is just going to bum rush those guys and just tear them up? You know what I'm saying? Because when I look at it, you know, all the numbers, their numbers were worse than FSU's numbers last year defensively. I wrote a post today and just real quick, just put some numbers together, and I was like, man, almost 40% of their production came against McNeese State and Central whoever and Louisiana Monroe. You know, they gave up almost 5.5 yards per play. They gave up more long plays from scrimmage than FSU did in both the pass and against the run. You know, and I'm like, 6 teams ran for 200 plus yards on them last year. One for over 300.
Not that vaunted defensive line that I've been hearing about for the last 2 weeks. Really?
You know, so I'm just like, yo, I mean, not granted, like I said, they're gonna get some tackles for a loss, you know, I mean, but they're gonna give it up too. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna give it up. You know, here's the thing. When the opportunity present themselves, will FSU capitalize? That's the story. You got the players, I believe. Are you going to make the plays when opportunities present themselves? That's the key to the game. That's the key to the game.
Okay.
What you think?
Well, before we get into my thoughts, Nicholas Johns with the $9.99. I see you. Didn't forget about you. He says, good to see y'all boys. Go Noles. Hey, go Noles, baby.
Yeah, get more money, more money. Yeah, get more money, more money. Yeah.
For me, this is because I really looked at this game and I just decided, you know what? Let's look at it position by position. And I got to be honest with you. I almost think FSU has the edge in almost every position with the exception of 2. I'll say 3, but that 3rd position, I don't care about that position because I don't care about our tight end rooms. And until I see something from our tight end room, but then again, their tight ends were not very productive, but they got a guy that's 6'7", 250. So I feel like at least they know they have something there. And Kelly likes to use his tight end. So if somebody's going to get out of something at that tight end, it's gonna be him.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see there. But you can't convince me. And look, I have been hard on JT, but I've also, I think I've been fair on JT. I think I said after the Duquesne game, he looked very, now granted, and I keep saying it's Duquesne, but he looked very comfortable to me. He looked to have a level of comfort that maybe North Carolina was the only other game to me where he looked that comfortable. You can't convince me that Daniels is better than Jordan Travis. And if he is, it's by this much. And I just, you can't convince me of that. You can't convince me that their running back stable is better than ours, especially with them not having their main guy. He's suspended, I think, for the first 2 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I will give them wide receiver because everybody's projecting the talent there, and I'm not going to deny that. But they weren't exactly extremely productive either at their wide receiver position. But I'll give them wide receiver, even though I think our wide receivers are, Johnny Wilson had the 1 catch. I think had he stayed in that game, he might have did some more damage. And then offensive line, hey, I think I like our O-line more than theirs. I actually saw somebody break down their O-line. And we know the freshman that's starting. They have one, I think he's the right or left guard who has a bunch of starts. But outside of that, everybody else they're breaking in that O-line is almost a brand. Like, they don't have a bunch of career starts. They're almost a brand new player. Like, the center has only played four starts or something like that. I think the right tackle is relatively new. I think first year was his first year of getting like quality playing time. Hey man, I like our O-line over that. What were you about to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say I know. I think the guy that has the most experience, I think the most starts he has is like 10. So, there you go. Yeah, when you look at the experience, I mean, we got some guys that they just got there, but at the same time, they're all experienced.
Yeah, but they played a lot of college ball though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they all got there. Well, not all, but most of them got there in the spring too, so which is big. So,
and even Frazier, I saw somebody mention Frazier, who we recruited, but he played at FIU. Like, I mean, no offense, because we got a guy that's from Lamar on our starting O-line, to be fair, but I mean, I think he's only a sophomore, so it's not like, Bless Harris is a redshirt junior, Dimitri Emmanuel from Charlotte, but he's a senior. Like,
yeah, you talking about grown men?
Exactly, you're talking about 20-year-old guys. Like, I don't know, man. I like that O-line. I got to give us the nod, and then I will give them. I might give them a slight nod on D-line, maybe because I think they have more experienced edge players than we do. Because outside of Briggs, Verse and McClendon's really getting his first real starting time. But I think our D tackles match up just as well. We might be deeper at D tackle rotation than them. They definitely have like the better single player, like the guy that's projecting to the next level type of guy. But I think we probably have a deeper room at defensive tackle than they do.
Not only that, these guys have been here, Coops,
Yeah, talking about grown men.
Years. Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Lovett's been here 3 years.
Yeah,
going into his 3rd year. I mean, Ray's been here 3. Jackson's been here 2 or 3.
And he was at Louisville prior, so he's been in college for a while.
But just the continuity with Odell and what they're trying to do on defense, I mean, that's got to count, bro.
Yep, and then listening to some LSU guys, they're not too. I won't say they're not high, but they don't know about their linebacking core. Like, they think they have some talent there, but if it has got to come together. Like, it's a question mark. We know what Deloach ended up being last year, and we expect him to continue that trajectory. But Bethune, and again, it was Duquesne, but I don't recall a linebacker looking like Bethune has looked at a Florida State uniform in a pretty decent amount of time. And I don't care what the level of competition was. So
yeah, we ain't seen an FSU linebacker shoot a gap, make a tackle since Matthew Thomas in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we got the nod there. And then finally, I'll finish on the secondary. I got to take our secondary. They have a brand new second. Their secondary is very similar to ours, with the exception of their two corners are, if I'm not mistaken, are both transfer guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their two safeties are their experience, just like us. Their two safeties are the experienced guys, just like us. But we get if Duke plays, which I think he's going to play.
He's going to play.
I think the only reason I think they kept him out last week just as a precaution. I think he could have played last week personally, but there was no reason for him to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Duke and I like Duke and Ronaldo just for the fact that they've been in the program. And ultimately, to me, that's the biggest thing. Our team has been together. Brian Kelly's the first year, and they had 16 transfers. And there's just too many moving pieces at LSU for me to believe the hype. Again, it will be a tough game. They are talented. Brian Kelly is a good coach. But this notion that we don't have a chance. Yeah, and Kevin Knowles too. Forgot about him, right? But the notion that we don't have a chance, I can't really get behind it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And then when you start looking at, like you mentioned, Daniels earlier, I mean, it's not like he just is going to light the world on fire. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
10, the same amount of interceptions as he did picks last year.
He's 1 for 1.
And he'll give it up. He'll give up a sack. He got sacked 26 times last year. 26 times. That's like 9% of his dropbacks. You know, I mean, it's kind of like Travis early in his career where he'll kind of run into a sack sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot of people talking about, our defensive ends getting pressure. I mean, the real thing is you got to, and this is where I think it's going to make a difference too, when you got a guy that's never played center for like LSU, and you got Coop and Lovett coming over a big boy there. If you get that pressure up the middle where he can't step up in the pocket, and as long as the ends don't run out of the play, and allow him a lane to run, they stay true in the rushing lanes and make him stay in the pocket and throw it. Good luck, bro.
Did you watch Coop last week?
Yeah.
Okay, because he had a bunch of plays where he was just dominating.
Yeah.
The center or the guard, whoever they lined him up over. Mm-hmm. And but Duquesne, I'll say this about Duquesne. They're very smart in their game plan. They knew that their offensive line wasn't holding up. So everything they did was quick, get the ball out, not waste any time. So they were smart in that aspect. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on Coop and Fabian going up against, a relatively new center.
And what's crazy is even though they were getting the ball out quick, I mean, they got the one sack, but there were a few times where they were there, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
They were there. So it was like, even though it was out like, a second and a half, it was like, yo, he's right there.
For me, and I think this was a product of playing Duquesne. And knowing that they couldn't be blocked. And I'm talking about Briggs and Verse on some of these plays. But it was Briggs had a couple of more glaring mistakes. I think just maintaining the edge better in this game. But a part of me just thinks it was just a lack of it wasn't like a bad game plan or a bad updraw. I think that they were so high on their confidence they just kind of forgot their keys basically. Like I'm just gonna go in here and get the quarterback, and lack of discipline. There's what I'm saying. It was a lack of discipline on their parts that they know better. I don't think you're going to see that same lack of discipline against LSU because they know you can't allow LSU to get on the edge.
Yeah.
So we definitely got to shore that up.
Yeah, we saw that one time with Gaynor. I know he's probably not going to play, but
yeah, he's probably
that third down play where he and I think it was Briggs, they both crashed down and lost contain, and he hit the tight end over in the flat and gave up like 15 yards.
Yeah,
you're going to see that. You're going to see that. Kelly's going to try to go to that, I'm sure. But yeah, I agree with you. Also, too, man, when you look at it from the D-line perspective, when you know they're getting the ball out quick and more than likely you're not going to get there, that's gonna make you say, kind of make you like a day's ago at times. A lot of people say, oh, I didn't feel like, those guys play with energy or whatever. Well, if you know you're not going to get there no matter what because they're getting it out so quick, that's going to affect your mindset a little bit too. I mean, you might say, we got these boys. It's just human nature to do that. But dang, I don't think they're gonna do that against LSU Sunday night.
No, I would hope not, and I don't expect it. Again, I think it was a product of playing a team that they knew they outmatched. So kind of that lack of discipline start to show on certain plays. And that leads, you mentioned Daniels, and that kind of leads me to this wide receiver thing. Like they are getting a ton of hype, and maybe it's warranted. I know I heard somebody say Boutte might be a top 10 pick in the NFL. I'm like, okay, wow. So he's Randy Moss. I don't know if I see that, but fair enough. But you still got to give him the ball. You still got to get him the ball.
Yeah,
even
that's
even if he is all of that in the bag of chips, you still got to get him the ball.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like, is he gonna have time for the play to develop down there to get vertical?
Right.
Like, I mean, you gotta let the play develop, and is he gonna have time? And I feel like if those boys bring that pressure up the middle, he'll get happy feet, and he'll throw us a few. I just see it. He's known to do it. I mean, we played him in 2019, and in the Sun Bowl, and he was under 50%.
Didn't he throw two against? I know he threw one for sure in that game.
Yeah, he was under 200 yards passing. He was only like 12 carries for 36 yards in that game. No running touchdowns, no throwing touchdowns. And I mean, you gotta think this defense is potentially better than that one.
Yeah, I think so.
So I mean, yeah, they got some talent at the position, but it's all gotta work together. And so I mean, really, the key to it is I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball either, really. So the biggest key too is, like I said earlier, you got to stay true in your rushing lanes, and you can't let it get 3rd and 6 and let him scramble for a first down.
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
Keeping him contained.
Yeah, you got to contain him, make him throw. Almost like against Sam Howell last year, where they were like, "Hey, you can go run for 5 yards instead of throw it downfield or whatever." Some of that. But at the same time, you got to stay true in the rushing lanes and not just run yourself out of the play, and get pressure on them. If they can do that, because I don't think they're going to be able to straight up run the ball, not run it down their throat with the running backs. It's going to be, I think their running game will be key on just whatever Daniels can do, mostly on like a 3rd downs or whatever. And
somebody said, yeah, but Daniels was a true freshman when he played us then. I would argue I don't know if he's gotten much better since then, though.
Look at his stats last year. 10 interceptions, 10 touchdowns.
I don't think he's got much better since. You could almost argue that he's regressed since then. So
yeah, and he's in a new offense.
Yep. Brand new offense, brand new playbook.
Brand new players.
This is an interesting point. You think the leash might be short on him? If he comes out there in that first half and he throws one to us and puts the team in bad field position, do you think Kelly pulls it? Because I don't think Kelly's tied to either one of these quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled the trigger.
I wouldn't be shocked to see two guys. I wouldn't be shocked to see two guys, especially considering, I mean, obviously, they waited until now, really. It's like they want like, hey, this is our guy.
Yeah.
So if you go out there and stink it up, or we go up a score or two,
definitely probably gets pulled. Yeah, I agree.
No doubt. But yeah, I think FSU got to come out there. If FSU come out there, set the tone early, find some success early, bro. Then boys start playing with confidence. It's like I said the other day whenever I tweeted, I said confidence is an amazing thing. When I was talking about Jordan Travis, like
you can see it,
it's like
I agree.
Everything just smooth, well, let me ask you this: do you think now this is a risk versus reward thing?
Okay.
Now this is something that Jimbo used to do, something that Dabo would do at Clemson. Whenever they had to get a win, they would run the quarterback. Do you risk that with Jordan in this game?
Well, I think I said this, because somebody said when we didn't really preview Duquesne, but we had a conversation, and somebody was like, we shouldn't have to run Jordan. I said, and we didn't run him, to be fair, we really didn't, but he did get a running touchdown in the game, and I said this is part of his game. You can't. I don't know if Jordan's at the point where you can just say don't run him. I think that's what makes him the weapon that he is. You have to run him.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm saying like Dabo and Jimbo, when they had to, they would run him. I'm talking about like 15, 16 times a game.
I don't know if we need. Well, I guess. I
mean?
Depending on how if it gets to the point where we can't block that D line,
like, do you run him? That's what I'm saying.
Then
is it worth it though, knowing you got Louisville coming up and you got to win that game?
I don't want to see us run them 15 times.
I don't either. But do you do it knowing you might have a shot if you do it?
I guess it just depends on the feel of the game,
Yeah,
that's a tough question. I guess you go balls to the wall, man, and just try to win the game. I guess see how it plays out.
Especially knowing what you have it back up or you don't have it back up.
And that's the problem that makes that question even more loaded. Like, God forbid.
Yeah,
we got to see spoiled rat meat. God forbid that.
Bro, I cried real tears when I read that. When I heard you, oh my God, that was so hilarious, bro. That was funny. That's something I wrestle with though. I just wonder, like, man.
I agree, because Duffy's not ready yet, and if Tate's got to come out there, Jesus.
But if you run him, that could loosen up. Things a little bit.
And it can, yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You run them, and then all of a sudden, that safety creeping up, or them backers paying more attention to him than they are. It absolutely loosens up the defense.
So I was like, I wonder if Norvell will like run him a couple times early just to try to, what I'm saying, like, hey, we'll run him, like put it in their head, like we'll run him, and maybe kind of get them to kind of start thinking about it and see how they react and go from there.
I would say if you're gonna run them, and this comes with being a good play caller, pick your spots, see if you can catch them off guard. It's all gonna. Here's the thing: if we can actually line up and run the football conventionally, then you absolutely run JT. Even I would argue you might even run them a little bit even more than, because they're not going to be able to know who's getting it. Like you start doing read options, you're gonna have them all over the place.
Yeah,
so if you line up and run it conventionally, the whole playbook is going to open up. And
you saw it, JT can run that bad boy, because he did it against Duquesne one play last week where I almost thought like it was a tackle for a loss. He snatched it like at the last second and got like 12 yards, and I was like, damn, he kept that. I was like, whoa. So yeah, if you start doing that, hey, some good things are gonna happen, man. But like you said, it's still gonna come down. You're still gonna have to have those wide receivers to make a play. They're gonna have to make 2 or 3 plays down the field.
Yeah, wide receivers are gonna have to make some.
You're gonna have to make a play, And I think the opportunities are gonna be.
I think they can. I think they can.
Yeah, I think the opportunities are gonna be there, but you got. That's the thing though. It's like I think they can do it, but against like I said, you got Duquesne, but we haven't seen them do it in a game. So that's kind of, you just got to see. Like if we see them do it in this game, then okay, well look, Louisville, all these other games coming up, hey. That's the expectation.
I'm with you. Let's talk a little bit more about us. And we kind of just you posed a good question on JT and how much you want to run him. I mean, let's just stay on that side of the ball. Did you see enough from our O-line to think, okay, they're making major strides? Or do you look at it as, okay, they look better, but I still see some things that worry me? Like does the center worry you?
Yeah, the center worries me. Unless you put Gibbons there.
I think I said that from day one. No, I didn't have a problem with Darius. But Darius kind of had his struggles.
I didn't have a problem with him, but he still got pushed back.
Yes, he had some struggles.
There was some outside runs where it was just Duquesne, and you could just muscle those guys, and Benson can just brush them off like a little kid. But if it was somebody else, you wouldn't. That was going to be a tackle for a loss.
Right.
Because the center basically got blowed up.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, not to that degree, at least. with Gibbons as the center. And he said in his interview yesterday, he was like, look, if I gotta be center, I'll do whatever it takes for this team to win. And I'll put him at center.
Me too.
I'll put him at center.
I'll put him at center. I'll move Emmanuel to left, and if all else fails, Darius to play right, or Estes, because Estes actually looked pretty good, which that kind of surprised me. How good Estes looked in that game. I wouldn't be against giving Estes the nod at right guard.
Yeah, I mean that boy's strong. He was strong when he got to FSU. So
yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I will say this though. And people are Tigers for Life mentioned this. 58 kind of worries me. That's Bless Harris. He didn't play the game that I initially on the watch back. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
Bless, you got some work to do.
Yeah,
you got some work to do. So
yeah, he got beat bad on that play where Rodemaker threw the interception.
He did.
I mean, he was basically. I mean, it was a terrible throw, but yeah. Dude was bearing down.
Rodemaker's mechanics were. Did you see the drop back? Like Rodemaker was. I don't know what happened on that play in his mind. But anyway, yeah, Bless didn't play the best game. If you actually do go back and watch it.
What do you think about? I don't think. I feel more comfortable running straight at them, opposed to trying to run wide. Especially with the way they combo block when you saw that, and we saw it against Duquesne. And you kind of saw, like, matter of fact, you saw it with I'll give you an example. That one run that Toy Filler hit, and he hit the ball with a juke or whatever.
Yeah.
He hit the hole, boom, the hole is there. He make that guy miss, you talking about 12 yards or whatever. I don't know if I trust us to run wide against those guys.
Well, they usually, that's kind of like the rule of thumb. Teams with speed on the defense run right at them. You run left to right, you're just giving them all the opportunities in the world. So
now here's one thing too that we didn't see at all against Duquesne, and when we shouldn't have. We didn't see a single pass to the backers out of the backfield.
And that's good though.
You didn't want to do that.
I think we're on the same page, and I think most of the fan base is pretty aware. We did not dial up anything spectacular, like purposefully. It was line up, beat your man in front of you and run the ball. Even when we threw it, it was beat your man in front of you. Like there was nothing exotic in what we did. So they love to run the wheel route out of the backfield. I guarantee you they will dial that up with Toafili in the game Sunday. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
They will dial that up. I guarantee you another play they'll dial up that we didn't see is the seam route to the tight end, which they love that play too. Now, who's the target? I don't know if Cam he played, but they said he was used more as a blocker.
Hey, they sent Biscuit. They sent a boy on a wheel route.
He was out there. I'd be interested to see if they continue to use him, Douglas.
I like our backers against our linebackers in space though.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, like I said, I guarantee you they're going to dial up at least one wheel route. I wish Ja'Kai was, because they used to love that slot, that go route for Ja'Kai. We won't see that, but they might line that up with Deuce. So we'll see there. There's some things that they didn't call that we know Mike likes to call, and definitely getting the ball to the backers out of the backfield is one of them.
Yep. What do you think about the RPO? We saw that the other night. I was like,
yeah, I mean that's like a staple with Jordan though. You kind of have to,
But we actually executed it.
And I like the way. Again, I think that comes with Jordan and his confidence, and him being more decisive with what he wants to do there. And I'll be interested to see how we got to get Malik more involved. Him only having 2 targets kind of bothered me, but I mean, Kentron was on, so I'm not, but I don't know. The RPO game is obviously going to be like in the mix there. I'm kind of wondering who's the read on that. Like who's the primary read on your RPO?
Yeah.
Because Ontario might be back. Actually, I think Arteria's going to play too.
I think he's going to play. I have every reason to believe he'll play.
Yeah,
I agree with you about McLean though. Yeah, I wish he got more targets.
Absolutely.
I mean, two's not enough.
Two's not enough. Again, I don't know if that's his fault or if it just was to the point where the game was out of hand. Tate's in the game. We wanted to get you more targets, but Tate's in the game, and we didn't want to risk another pick six, which should have been a pick six, but we didn't want to, didn't want to risk stuff like that. I think that's kind of how they went because they just started giving that thing to Rodney, and shout out to Rodney because he took advantage of the opportunity for real.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, just go ahead and get this thing over with, especially when you saw Wilson get rolled up and some other guys got hurt.
Then
Let's keep this clock rolling.
Gainers in a boot. Darius goes down. Wilson went down. Yeah, absolutely. You think we see Winston? He was returning kicks in practice.
Nah,
you
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, man, if he was healthy, I would love to see him out there. Gosh, I think if it was, if it's kind of 50-50, I think you kind of just wait until after the bye week and bring him against Louisville because that's another game you got to win. You got to win that game.
Yeah.
So that's
even if you lose this one, you like you said, you gotta win.
Yeah, so I would go ahead and give him the extra time with the bye. Get him more acclimated and then put him in it because you gotta win that game. Like no matter what, you gotta beat Louisville.
Like you said, Dustin Hill. They always
he might show up, yo. He
might be in the crowd. Who knows? He might be in the crowd for sure. Yeah, Hakeem is going to be at the game. Let's move to the defense though. Let's start up front, man. What do you think? First of all, before we get to that, what did you think? Because we had this discussion, and I told people, no, just relax, calm down. What do you think about Verse in that last? People were expecting, and I've been trying to tempt people's expectations from the jump. They think he's gonna come and get 5 sacks in his first outing, and I'm like, but if you actually go back and watch, Verse played a damn good game.
He playing fine. I mean, he was I don't put everything into PFF's grades or whatever, but
he played a really good game. He was they couldn't block him.
Nah, I mean, like I said, he was bull rushing and he was in the backfield the whole time. Yeah. He was coming off blocks, making tackles in the run game.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have any problems with the D line, man. I mean, other than like I said, a couple of times they lost
on the edge. Yeah.
I'm with you.
I said the same thing.
I ain't had any problems.
No issues. You think? What do you think Kelly's going to do? You think he's going to be dropping his quarterback back there, or design runs, or does he trust his freshman left tackle like that?
No, I think he's always kind of been a run first guy. Think about it. When we played him in 2020, they basically ran it down our throat. They tried to do it last year, but they couldn't do it. We just got lost in the secondary.
We destroyed that run. They could not. I think they had like 20-some yards on. They couldn't run the ball on us in the first game last year. A lot of teams could.
Yeah, we just got leaky in the secondary, and they started.
Yeah, the quarterback turned into John Elway in that game. Yeah. That was the best game he had in his whole career.
Yeah, and not only that, a lot of people forget that this in that game last year, we turned the ball over 3 times in that Notre Dame game, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all 3 turnovers turned into touchdowns.
Yeah, Travis had 3 picks.
So obviously that's a given. You can't turn the ball.
You can't turn the ball
times in this game.
That goes without saying, right?
You can't do that. But I like the way our D-line played. I like the way our linebackers played. Them boys swarmed to the ball, sideline to sideline. If Marion plays, which I have every expectation he does, that kind of shores up, that gets some guys off the field that shouldn't or normally won't be out there. I know you probably need to shout out some folk in the comments there. You can go ahead and get to them real quick if you need to.
Okay, let's Boxing Monster. Let's pay some bills real quick. Boxing Monster, since you played that Greg Jones, Jerg has this. Yeah, Jerg. He'll be back though. He'll be back one of the days. But since you brought up Greg Jones, I know you did that for a reason, so here we go.
Man, dude, look, he looked like he can still play. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's always been a genetic freak, though.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of him when he was in college and he would eat? Just
Oh
junk,
yeah,
like, just
yeah. From
junk,
going to Wendy's and just getting whatever.
extra mayonnaise, and then still look the way he looked and be able to play how he played.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Man. Yeah, it is crazy.
Oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, man? But I lost my train of thought. Oh, I want to stick to the DNs just a little bit, and then we'll go to linebackers and so on and so forth. Do you think they're going to add a fourth person to that rotation? So we know the top three guys, and Briggs, Verse, and D-Mac. Did we see enough out of Patrick Payton to get him some snaps against LSU? I feel like they're going to have to find somebody to take some defensive end snaps. You just can't rotate those three.
Right. I mean, I don't know how many snaps he played, but he did catch my eye a couple of times. Peyton did. So, we're the light-skinned guys that are not at practice that know more than most of the guys at practice. So I can't say how he's doing at practice, but I mean, they had him in the game against Duquesne. So I got to think he's going to get some snaps.
Did Byron Turner play in the game against Duquesne? I can't recall.
He did. I saw him in the stats. Oh, I was going to tell you. I know you in your show the other night, you were looking for the stats after the game.
Yeah, I couldn't find them.
It takes a little bit before they'll upload them. So that's why
the defensive stats.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's usually like an hour or two afterwards, and they'll have them. Yeah, but yeah, I think Peyton probably should get some burn. I mean, I guess you could throw Leonard Warner out there. I mean, he's about 25 now, and he's got some experience if you had to. But yeah, I mean, I think if you got those four guys,
decent rotation, right?
Decent rotation, yeah, I think so.
Backers. I think we like what we got in Lundy. I think Lundy played solid. Lundy, Deloach, Bethune, obviously. Do we miss Gaynor? Is there someone to replace him? Because I'm hearing they might want to. What's the word I'm looking for? But anyway, they might want to speed up Omar
Tempo?
Graham.
I got you.
Into the rotation. Is that something?
Shit, Omar had 4 tackles the other night.
Yeah, I think a couple of those came on special teams, though.
Okay.
I recall seeing them getting a couple tackles on special teams.
Got you. I mean, who else will we put out there? You
kind of don't have.
You got what? Gant. He made a play the other night, though.
I think from what I heard, they like what they have with what Gant's doing. I still don't know if he's he's 190 pounds playing linebacker. I don't.
Yeah. My dude, a headhunter though.
He always been a hitter.
My boy hits you. I don't know. I mean, how much? I mean, what you think we're gonna play mostly 4-2-5 or what?
I think with the numbers, no Dicks no more. No Dicks. I don't know how long Gaynor's going to be out, but I think with the numbers we have to at this point. I can't recall them playing any 3-down backer against Duquesne. They could have. I just don't remember.
Mm-hmm. I think they did a little bit. I think that's why Gaynor was out there one time, but
okay,
I could be wrong though. But having your 5 defensive backs out there too, that kind of helps you if they try to spread you out and all that good stuff too. So,
any worry about defensive backs? I don't think there's much to talk about back. I think we like this linebacking core. I like this linebacking core. Just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, definitely got to stay healthy.
Obviously, Duke, we know if he's playing, we feel like that's locked down or close to it anyway.
Yeah, I feel fine with Duke and Ronaldo out there. Like I said, our safeties. Those guys are ballers, so I'm not worried about them. Yeah, if Duke plays, I feel pretty comfortable. I don't need to see 7 out there.
I'm glad somebody said it.
I don't need to see Greedy out there.
Greedy, man. Wow. I was like, man, you just got worked by a Duquesne wide receiver like the first time you stepped on the field.
And 7, he like gives so much cushion. I'm like, bro, it ain't like Randy Moss.
And the thing about it is, it's like, I know that's not what they're coaching him to do, because when they take him out the game, the other guys don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like he takes it upon himself to go 10 yards, like you said, give up 10 yards.
Yeah, he just go completely off the screen.
So of course the receiver gonna do a 5-yard in route or a quick curl or a quick slant, and you're gonna get like every time with Jerry.
And then there was one where the guy caught the ball in front of him, and he like waited. He was like 5 yards away and just basically waited. I was just like, bro, what you doing? Yeah, I don't need to see him. If we can have Cooper out there, we have Green out there.
Man, put AZ.
PA. I mean, I know they called DPI. Man, I didn't like that call.
I didn't see it.
I didn't like that. I mean, they had been play the whole game.
That was textbook, if you actually.
Yeah, and then
I don't think you could coach that any better than what AZ did.
Yeah, he was in my man hip pocket and was like, man, not that joint down. So
AZ did give up the touchdown, but I wouldn't even completely blame him on that, because you coming off of an interception and tough position to put a freshman in.
And the dude made a play. I mean, he was there. I mean, he was there, bro. I mean, you got to get the cap sometimes, but. Yeah, AZ, I put him out there. I mean,
so you know who played a lot in the secondary that I didn't expect to see?
Shaheen.
Shaheen played a lot more than I expected to see, which is very interesting.
Well, they were moving Jamie all around.
They were moving Jamie and nickel at times. Yeah, like they were moving Jamie all over the field, and so they would throw Shaheen back there with Dent, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Well, Fuller said that Shaheen was going to play this year. He said that weeks ago. He was like, he's going to play. He said he's going to play a lot of snaps for us, and I guess we're going to see. We're going to see. But no, I feel as long as Duke plays, I feel fine with our secondary combined with, as long as the D-line, as long as they work as complement one another. I don't think. I think that's why the point spread is so low. I mean, I think oddsmakers looking at it and they're saying, well, it's both defenses probably will have an edge, but I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I'm still kind of like, man, I'm giving our boys more of a shot than people think as far as like running the ball and having more success than people think. So
these two teams really are very similar with how they're built, right? Questionable offensive lines, strong defensive lines. Do you think you got some good skill position guys, but there's still a lot to be proven? I think we get the nod at secondary still, because I just think when you are implementing transfers into your rotation that haven't played before in that secondary, I almost feel like a bust or two is gonna happen.
Right. And plus, didn't at least one of those guys come from like the Big 12 or something? I know one come from Arkansas. I think one came from the Big 12, but they don't even play defense over there. So
really, one of them came from the Big 12? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I think one came from Arkansas or somewhere, but none of them were like highly touted.
Yeah, no, none of them were highly touted guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like our guys as long as, like I said, Cooper plays and those guys are healthy. So,
but I think, do you have a predict, or do we want to get to the prediction yet, or is any other points you got to make?
I'm gonna do Rodavius as Sydney. Yeah, Sydney is still hurt as far as I know. Rodavius. I mean, whenever I did kind of my win share predictions. I did a podcast last night, and I had did these a while back, and So I did this before I actually really looked in depth at everything. So at the time, I gave FSU basically 0.45 percentage chance to win, with it being basically a home game for LSU. I mean, they are talented.
4.5% chance to win.
Yeah. So,
Oh man.
But like I said, that's before I looked at everything. And it is going to be a home game basically for them. But when I look at everything, like I said earlier, I start looking at everything in depth and look at them last year. I'm like, man, FSU can win this game.
They were not a good team.
Yeah, they can win this game. Like, it ain't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't think LSU is going to blow FSU out, and I'm not saying FSU will blow LSU out, but I think FSU would blow LSU out before.
You think it's more likely if a blowout occurs that Florida State's blowing out LSU than LSU blowing out Florida State?
Mm-hmm.
I can get with that.
Mm-hmm.
Mike better not get blown out.
Right. But you think about it. I mean, every game last year was close.
Yeah, that's why I agree with you. Like,
yeah, I mean, and we played.
It would shock me if, even with coming off a 5-game a season, it would shock me if we went out there and got blowed out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would take like 3 or 4 turnovers.
Yeah, it would have to have like terrible luck with fumbles or something just crazy and even then it's like, bro, you can't get blown out, right?
Right.
You can't get blown out.
And then the other thing too, I'll point out is special teams. Like, look, if we're gonna run kickoffs back and get tackled at the 15, let's just fair catch all of them. I mean, I think we can find success, but I don't want a chance starting every drive on the 15.
We gotta improve the blocking.
Yeah.
So improve the blocking.
So, like, if we can't block it up, just fair catch the ball and take it at 25, bro.
Right.
Because I don't want every drive to have to go 85 yards. So I know some people were kind of upset with the punt return stuff, but a lot of those punts, most of them weren't returnable, in my opinion. They were low trajectory. I mean, he'd have had to run full sprint in traffic to catch. I was cool with what he did, so I'm not worried about punt return. But kickoff return, we just gotta fair catch it if we can't block it up. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that, man. I mean, as far as prediction goes, you want to do that, or what you want to do next?
I was asking you what you got,
man. Since I originally said LSU would more than likely win. I mean, I gave them basically, I guess you could say it was 55% chance. That's what I was giving them. And looking at the game in totality now, man, we can win this game.
Before you continue, did anything you saw last week, is it that influencing your decision now, or is it just, did you take anything from last week and say, you know what, they're better than I thought, or they seem to be better than I thought?
No, not really. I mean, I expected them to run the ball like they did. I mean, I think but you always have to qualify it with Duquesne. You said, right. Jordan Travis's confidence and just he seemed to be just have full control over everything, And if I knew he would have that same composure and that same control like Sunday night, I would pick FSU going away.
I mean, but at this point, I expect it.
Well, but
he's been in game. Like, I mean, he's played Notre Dame where he didn't play well, but he's been in that atmosphere, right? He's been in the comeback against Miami. He's been in these moments. I don't think LSU is something that he hasn't experienced.
That's a good point. He played fairly well against Florida also.
I mean, if he plays the whole game, we probably win that game.
Probably win there if we don't fumble the damn.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I could guarantee he would, I think he will, for the most part. But if I can guarantee he would have that, I mean, I would pick Jordan Travis over Jaden Daniels. Right now, I would knowing what I know, I mean, I would pick him over Jaden Daniels, so but in staying true to my original prediction, I'm a say we may lose a close one, but I mean, I really kind of expect to win. I want to win the game, obviously. I would not be shocked if we won this game. I think it's going to be close. Whoever makes the less mistakes, obviously, that's something that we don't have to say. But anybody thinking FSU going in this game don't have a real shot to win it, like I don't know. It ain't a big gap as a lot of people trying to say. I know that for sure.
I agree. I agree with that.
It ain't. I mean, I'm with you. There's a lot of places where I like us over them. And you look at the continuity of everything. This is the game we should win. We should win the game.
So what are your reserves? What's keeping you from saying, you know what, we winning?
Well, are the guys going to make the plays when the opportunities are there? We haven't seen it yet against a real team. We haven't seen it yet. I think they can make them. But are they going to make them? Against Florida, you expect POLK to catch the punt. We dropped the punt. Give up 7.
Do you think Joe brings up something that we haven't really hit on? Penalties. Can penalties play a factor in this game? And I'm speaking more along the line of, I hope we avoid the Jerry and Jones type penalties, right? Like that was something we saw 2-3 years ago where we were, and that was like a regular thing, right? So, but I mean, that D line, they're gonna get some holding calls, or we're gonna, those type of things can definitely set us back,
Yeah, we played well against. I mean, it was Duquesne. I hate qualifying that, but 5 penalties for 55 yards. One was a BS call. And another one was Deuce false start. Who, I mean, his first game playing wide receiver.
Yeah.
So really 3 penalties.
And you could make a case like those 3 were like, I think like the second team guys.
Yeah, they were second team. It was like holding and just some other stuff.
Yeah.
So it definitely could make a difference for LSU. Could think about it. They ain't played a game yet.
And that's my thing. Like we've done this entire episode, right? We keep quantifying, but Duquesne, even if it's just whoever, that game at least let you get out the kinks or some wrinkles or the jitters. Like they got to hit somebody else. They got the confidence up. Like I think that game mattered more than people want to give it credit for. And as this is still a team that's learning to win, is why I think that game mattered.
Oh, for sure. And then I think with this game being basically a road game, I think if this game were at Tally, I would pick FSU straight out. Going on the road, I think I just got to see them make the plays on the road in an environment like that, because it's going to be off the chain.
This is the game to get that out of your system, because you got to go to Louisville this year.
Yeah,
you got to go to NC State, right?
Yeah,
you got to go to Miami, which that's not really a away game, but anyway, you got to go there. Those are like your big. But we got Clemson at home. I think we got Florida at home, if I'm correct on that. So, but NC State can be a tough place to play. Like we saw it in 2012.
Yeah, I live like 30 minutes from there.
Wasn't that an away game? I think that was an away game.
Yeah. That's when the dude was on the field goal post after the game acting stupid.
And we know Louisville's a tough place to play, especially like on a
Yeah.
Friday. It's going to be a Thursday or Friday game at that. So
Yeah, Friday game at 7:30 prime time.
So
Yeah, so if they go on the road and perform like we believe they're capable of doing it,
exactly, that's my
there's
thing. Like
there's
this game sets the tone for the entire season. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying LSU's a bunch of world beaters or anything like that. I do think they're a talented team, but they are.
Daddy,
Yes, sir.
the lights not looking in my room.
What?
The lights not looking in my room.
Tell Dre to turn it on. What was I saying? Just that quick.
You were saying this sets the tone for the rest of the year.
LSU's not a bunch of world beaters. Don't get it twisted. But they are. They do have talent, right? But everything about this game, in my opinion, sets the tone for the season because this isn't the only team you're going to be facing that's breaking in a new staff. This isn't the only big time away game you're going to have. Like, set the tone. Let people know that you came this year to play. You know, this is the game that this is not the Florida State team y'all have seen the past 3-4 years. This is an entirely different thing. And Mike got us.
Now, if they win this game, this will remind me a lot of Miami a few years ago. Although this team is better than that Miami team. Miami won a few games early, and then they, got a lot of confidence and won a few more games before they got to Tally and got destroyed.
Yeah, but that was a whole different. That's a whole different team. I don't know if we have that team on our schedule. That. Well, I mean, we'll see what Clemson is this year, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of talent, they got talent.
Look, they're I saw we were what's the dude's name? Josh Pate was talking about he doesn't expect Ugalele to be the quarterback before the end of the year is over. What do you think? I mean, I know this is LSU.
No,
what do you think about if they roll in the Tally with Klubnik as a freshman quarterback?
He would have had to show them something. I'll be honest with you. I want him to keep DJ at quarterback until the end of time. But I mean, you're gonna roll the true freshman in there and Tally. And if we got a winning record at that time, I mean that's going to be an electric atmosphere. I'll take my chances. Obviously, I'll take my chances.
No doubt. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, this game sets a tone, man. You win this game. I predicted that we would beat Louisville. So if we win this game, obviously I expect to beat Louisville. I expect to roll Boston College. I expect to beat Wake Forest. So yeah, you riding high then at that point, man. Then it's
there's a good chance. I mean, you win this game. There's a very good chance you go into NC State undefeated because it's NC State and Clemson back to back. Right? That's your toughest 2 games of the season, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see NC State though before I am all in on the NC State hype. They're getting a ton of hype, so I kind of want to see them play. Who did they play week 1? Do you know?
ECU, I think. East Carolina, I think.
So you probably won't see much in that game.
I can look and see real quick.
But I kind of want to see more of NC State before I buy into that. But
yeah, they play East Carolina, Charleston Southern, Texas Tech, UConn. Then they play Clemson.
They opened up with a cakewalk.
So then they got Clemson. So they have us and Clemson back to back.
And we got them in Clemson. Okay, that's a tough stretch for them too. So
yeah, so we do get them after the Clemson game. So they're going to be kind of beat up.
They might be bruised up a little bit. Absolutely. So yeah, man, there's a good chance you can go into that that NC State game undefeated.
Yeah,
stuff's not as far fetched as people want to make it out to be.
Nah, bro. No, like you said, we've been on the 8-4. We've been on the 8-4 bandwagon
from the jump.
From the jump,
I've been on that from the jump. I kept telling people wanted to accuse me of setting the bar too high. You're trying to make it so Mike gets fired. First of all, I didn't have no say so whether Mike gets fired or not. I'm not trying to set unreal expectations. I'm simply saying the program needs that. It needs that. We need that to get some recruiting momentum and all this stuff. I mean, Hakeem is in New Orleans Sunday. what better way to? People think we're trending for him anyway, right?
Yeah.
What better way to seal that recruitment up?
Yeah, I think that would do it. For sure.
I'm gonna answer True Seminole. You asked me a question about the post game. Unfortunately, my man, I'll be doing my own post game, so I won't be able to join Mark on that. But I appreciate the invite. But I'll be doing my own. Let's get to some questions in the comment section. Let's see what we got in the comment section. Hold on a second.
Hey, while he's handling that, guys, I just want to shout out you guys in the comments. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's fun interacting with you guys, and appreciate all of the support that you guys give myself and POLK. That's big time. And I can scroll up and answer a few questions here. Let's see. Man, I got little kids myself, so I know exactly. Well, they're not that little, but I know exactly what he's talking about. Let's see.
Sorry about that.
You're good. I was holding it down while you was going.
So what questions do we have, if you've seen any?
I was scrolling up.
Is Darius? That's a good question. Is he listed on the depth chart? I think they listed Maurice on the depth chart.
Yeah, Maurice is on there.
I don't know if Darius was or not. That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on that. This is a troll question. John's a Miami fan, but you know what? I'm not even going to entertain that question, John.
Yeah, Darius and Maurice are both listed on the depth chart.
Okay. Both at center?
Listed, they're listed as or, yeah. Yep. But you know, that doesn't mean much though, because some guys were listed last week and then,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they didn't play.
Yeah, I think Omarion was listed, but he didn't play. So
yeah. So you kind of take it with a gain of salt.
Yeah. Irv says, "Yo, Kelvin, do you have your own channel?"
No, sir. I just have a podcast that I run, man. So I'm not as hip as POLK here on YouTube and StreamYard. But you can catch me on the Built for Playmakers podcast.
Yes, sir. And go check them out for sure. Do you think the defense will stop LSU's mesh concepts? That's from Todd.
They better. They better.
Briggs played a lot. Briggs played plenty. So you guys just got to go back and watch some of it. Briggs was there making plays for sure. Again, they the way Duquesne ran the offense, they didn't give your edge players a lot of time to really make any big plays. But y'all keep the questions coming. If you have any more, hit the like button if you haven't hit it already. Joe says, "How do you feel if we move a tight end, a linebacker like Courtney with good size?"
Yeah, I mean that's something I had mentioned, man, before the camp even started. I mean Courtney's 6'3", 6'4", 225, runs a 4.5, so he's got the size to play it, and he played defense in high school as well as quarterback, so he played both ways. I mean, I think he's a guy that can play a variety of positions. It just depends on where you want to put him.
I think they like him at tight end, though. I don't expect him to move.
Yeah, I think he'll stay a tight end. I mean, I think he could develop into a player if he, learns the position. I mean, how many tight ends running a 4.5?
I mean, apparently they like him and Powers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they like both of those guys. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens with that. Y'all know how I feel. I don't believe in them tight ends till I see it. I'm tight end position has me scoring. I'm just.
Well, it had. I mean, what Cam had like 24 receptions last year for like 250 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's what he's been the last 2 years. So
Yeah,
it's not like you getting a ton even with him in there. So, and they don't have to. I mean, they got receivers now. I mean, you can get production from a lot of different areas, even though you don't have tight ends. So if they just got to stay in the block, then they got to stay in the block.
do you think this is feasible?
Man, I don't want to see Armella play this year, man, unless he has to.
The way they putting him, I would be shocked if at some point he doesn't.
Yeah.
If let's say Bless Harris continues to struggle, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to, but
Right.
I would prefer him not. But if you got to,
I've been the same way from the jump. I don't want to see a freshman play, but the way they talk about Armella, then again they talked about Tate Rodemaker like this. So. We gotta pump our brakes. The way they talk about him, I mean, he's the next. He's the next.
Yeah. You got a good question there. Are you confident in our kicking game? Resolutions for Field TV?
Nope. LSU's not ranked in the top 25. Would a win? Let's say we beat them, or let's just say the winner of this game. Should they be ranked in the top 25? Winner of this game? I'm gonna say no.
Nah, not considering they were pretty terrible last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Now I think FSU has a chance depending on how they beat. If Florida State is like, if we go in there and we roll LSU after rolling Duquesne, I think you could make an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get a 17-point win.
Oh yeah, that definitely would turn some heads. Whew, boy, I think
you can make an argument to be in the top 25.
Yeah, and then if you're not and you're going to beat Louisville, you'll definitely
be in the top 25 after that.
Yeah. But yeah, dude asked about the kicking game, man. Unless it's like from 35 yards in, anything beyond 35, no. I'm still kind of nervous, man. I don't know. I mean, he looked okay he kicked 2 24-yarders last week. I mean, what's that? Yeah, that's barely more than an extra point, but they look good.
2 extra points.
They look good, but I'm still. If you're saying, hey man, we need him to kick one from 47 for the game winner,
anything over 40 starts getting.
I would be shaking. I'd be looking like this, bro.
Anything over 40 starts getting a little iffy.
Yeah.
Do you know what the uniform combo is going to be? I do not. I'm assuming they're just going to go to the traditional, white top, gold pants. I'm assuming.
I have no idea. I don't pay much attention to the uniform.
As
long as we win.
Yeah, not too much. But I would assume just a white top, gold pants. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And Irv, another one says, what's the latest on the new transfer rule? Another FSU channel brought it up, but I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I don't know if you're referring to the new running back we just got. But the transfer rule is pretty simple. You get the transfer without any repercussions, I think, one time. But you have to do it before a certain date.
Mm-hmm.
Or then you do have to sit out. So that's why, like the running back we just got has to sit out, if I'm not mistaken. Even though I saw somewhere where they said he had immediate eligibility. So I don't even know how that's working because he's not even on scholarship, if I'm not mistaken. He's actually walking on. So
he's walking on. Yeah, I can confirm he's walking on. But yeah, I think it's 247 has him as immediate eligibility, but he ain't gonna play this year.
I don't think he's gonna play.
No.
I do think he practiced today, though, didn't he? I think I read somewhere that he actually practiced today.
Yeah,
which was interesting. Mm-hmm. But that's a good pickup. But only your grad transfers, like your senior transfers, can transfer pretty much at any time without any restrictions. That's why, like Malik Feaster, that guy we got just recently, he's eligible to play because they can transfer pretty much without any restrictions.
Yeah. What's crazy is he graduated like August 5th, and then like was at FSU like the next day.
Yeah. So, okay. I don't see too many more questions, and we're reaching that almost hour and 30 mark. So, do you have a final score prediction before I give mine?
Man, I'm gonna stay true to what I said originally. I'm not gonna change it up just cause that's what I said initially. So I'm gonna go 20, 28, 27 LSU, but I would not be shocked.
Man, you don't see this? He's picking against us.
I would not be shocked to see us win. I mean, I really do expect us to. Like I said, I just gotta see it. I'm still on that. I know it was Duquesne. I just gotta see it against. I gotta see these new guys. You know what I'm saying? You got Wilson and Pittman, and I just gotta see it. You know, so I believe they can do it. You know, they just got to do it. Once I see it, then I'm like, hey, it's what I thought. You know, I saw it. It's proven. Let's go. Let's rock. There's no more excuses then. I mean, there's no more excuses now. We just got to do it. What you got? What you think?
Look at this fool. Get out of here, you Miami fan. He respects your choice because, of course, he's been an LSU fan this whole week, even though he's really a Miami fan.
They played the boy chant this week.
Miami probably did.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But for me, man, I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to pick it, but I'm gonna do the same way I did with my season prediction. I'm picking with my heart over my brain, and I just got a sneaky suspicion that this is gonna be a good team this year. And maybe I'm just trying to speak it into existence. I don't know. I think I'm predicting. I went over this a couple times. I'm going 27-17 Florida State.
Whew.
I think we get a 10-point win.
I
think we get a 10-point win.
That is not far-fetched. It's not.
I think they are not going to be able to. I think they're going to have a hard time scoring because I don't believe in their quarterback. And I don't think that offensive line is any better than ours. So they'll have their hands full.
I like it.
For me,
I hope you're right and I'm wrong for sure. that would change so many things for this program.
And I think he throws at least one for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to throw us one.
I think he throws us at least one. At least one.
Yeah.
2 wouldn't surprise me, but the thing I say at least one because he might get pulled after he does that. Because we talked about it earlier, it would not shock me if Kelly pulled the quarterback if he's struggling in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, 27-17, 10-point win for me.
That's what's up, man. I hope we see it. I'm claiming it with you. Man. That would be whew, you talking about a whole bye week of just whew, man. That would be lovely.
Oh, but I'm just reading some of these comments. Somebody said I need to give him a half. 21-12. LSU kick nothing but field goals.
If we hold them to field goals, we'll definitely win.
I'll definitely take that. Take that.
He talking about some old that's 1991 scores right there.
Yeah, for real. But hey, brother, unless you got anything else, man, I got nothing else for tonight.
Nah, man, I'm good, bro. I appreciate you having me on. It's always a good time, a good discussion.
Yes, sir.
And
as always, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, appreciate all the people in the comments tuning in. Appreciate the support. I told them when you were handling Little Man that it's it's big time to support guys like us when you don't have we just do our thing.
I just do it because I love it.
Yeah,
I don't get nothing for it. I don't get nothing for it. Unless that's what y'all donate me. I don't get nothing for it. I just do it because I love it.
Yeah, it's all good quality content. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you having me on, boss. And with that said, I hope you have a great night. and go Nose.
Go Nose. Hey, you guys go follow that. Go follow that podcast, man. Say it for the people one more time.
Yeah, Built for Playmakers
Built for
podcast.
Playmakers.
Yes, sir. Like the offense, we're gonna see Sunday night.
Yes,
hopefully.
sir.
All right, guys, y'all be good.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Before we get up out of here, let's do it. Here it is. We're doing 2 spins. We're doing 2 hats. No, it's not rigged. Bonks and Monster wants to claim it's rigged, but we're about to see. Do you want to free spin? So do we want to practice spin or just get into it? I'll let you decide. Let me know. Let's get this spin out of here so we can get up out of here. 2 hats, 2 spins. I can do a practice spin or we can just get right into it. I'm letting the chat decide because I don't want any excuses from Boxing Monster saying that the algorithm is rigged. So come on in here. He says, I already know the winner. I do not. All right, let's just spin it. Let's do it. You just finna spin it then. Here we go. Look at that. The guy talking all the trash won. But he says it's rigged. Look at that. Let me write this down. Take this. Where you at, Boxing Monster? I'm waiting on you to say something in the comments. Boxing Monster, you know how to get in contact with me. You give me your mailing address and I'm sending it to you. He quiet all of a sudden. Johnny Buckets, where's your name? I don't know. Where are you a member of the 863 tribe? I don't think so. That's why your name ain't on there. All right, let's do one more spin. Then we're gonna get up out of here for the night. Let's take off Boxing Monster. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Vishal. I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, my email is in the chat. I actually think you've hit me. I think you've hit me up on Twitter before. So by all means, if you're watching, let me know. Yeah. No way. Yeah. You won. Talking all that trash and you won. Probably popping champagne and all this other stuff. Like Hypnotic says, he's in shock. Nicholas says, how do I become a member? So if you hit that, somebody, I always get this question right and I always forget it. You hit that super chat button at the bottom of your screen. You can join to be a member. You'll see it as one of the options. You can either send a super sticker or super chat or membership. That's how you become a member. Unfortunately, Nicholas, you can still become a member, but you won't qualify for the hat. 27-24. I told you, man. 27-17. I think we don't give up that extra touchdown, Tyler. 27-17. So tonight's winners are Boxing Monster and Vishal. I don't know if he's watching. I haven't heard from him in a while. I will give him Vishal, if you're watching, I'm giving you, I'll give you a week to respond. If he doesn't respond, we'll pick someone else. Okay? If it doesn't respond, I'll pick someone else. If you're on your phone, the thing on the phone always gets me, right? If you're on the phone, like I know how to do it on the computer, but I think you can do it on the phone too. No, you don't have to join on the computer. You can join off your phone. I'm almost positive you can join off your phone. And I'm almost positive it's the super chat option, but I could be wrong. But definitely if you're on the computer, it's easy, right? You just go to my page and like it's right there, join. On the phone, might be a little bit more hard to find, but I know it's possible. But unless we got anything else tonight, guys, Boxing Monsters over there popping champagne, running through the street after claiming see, Tara says she did hers on the phone, so you can definitely do it on the phone. But yeah, Boxing Monsters over there popping champagne, acting like a fool because he finally won. He said he joined on the computer. Okay, so see, some people do it on the phone, some people do it on the computer. If Vishal doesn't reach out to me within a week's time, actually, I think I have him. I'll reach out to him. If I get no response, I think I have him anyway. If I can't get in contact with him or get no response, we'll pick someone else. We will pick someone else. Yeah, I don't even see him. Yeah, we might. Well, I'll wait. And like I said, Boxing Monster, you know exactly how to reach out to me. So, by all means, send me that information, brother. But as always, man, this is it. We talked a bunch of LSU, Florida State, guys. I mean, it to me, it's the biggest game of Mike's career. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This game has it has all the makings of make or break. You don't want to say that the second game of the season's make or break, but it has all the. This could really spark recruiting, or it could have the opposite effect. But this is the biggest game Mike's coached at Florida State, in my opinion, because this is the most important year of his career as a coach, period. So, bro, hey, man, he said he got to stay true to his original prediction. So, shout out to Kelvin. Y'all know me. I'm a lie till it become the truth. But anyway, man, what's up, William? Just getting on. Had to watch Serena. I feel you. Go back and watch, bro. We had a good conversation tonight. If you go into the game, man, let Boxing Monster know so y'all can link up. But as always, man, this your boy POLK over here on 863 Seminole TV. 27-17 is my prediction. We winning that thing. And as you know, win, lose, or draw, Saturday, it'll be Sunday night. Sunday night. Me and Terrence going to get on this thing and either act the fool or talk a bunch of trash about Mike. But anyway, man, y'all stay classy. Go Noles. And we out here.